Hey guys, and welcome back to Talk of the Islands. It has been a minute. We are back in kind of the real world, back working. Things are opening, so it's been a second to get back into the routine of everything as well as still record. But it's like the podcast gods knew that we were recording today because between last night and this morning, there's so much to talk about, and Allie and I
so many
wait.
events.
So many, and we cannot wait. We already had a few that we wanted to discuss, and then more happened. And we're really excited to talk to each other about it, talk to you guys about it, and get back into the swing of things. So
let's do it.
Let's go. So our first topic is, today is July 23rd, which is One Direction's anniversary.
It's a
Got
very
my shirt
important
on.
date to us.
10
I'm wearing my
years.
Taylor Swift shirt.
That is another news story today that
yes.
we're very excited about as well. But yeah, so today is a 10-year anniversary of One Direction.
The boys.
How are you feeling, Al?
I'm sad. You know, they were just like such better days. Like, I'm obviously like so happy for them that they've had 10 years of success, but like, you know, just like thinking of the memories, it makes me like sad. You know?
Yeah, like thinking of all like the good times, the concerts, the albums, the events you've gone to, even like their little interviews are so funny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have a whole podcast about One Direction too, if you guys want to hear more of our memories, how we became fans, and our favorite moments. But all the boys, I think, had really good little blurbs about how they're feeling today and posted good pictures. But I'm a little disappointed because all the rumors of like a song coming out today and like maybe like a possible tour in the future, and it was just kind of just reliving memories, nothing new.
I kind of had a feeling.
I just feel like their solo careers are just going so well that they can't like stop that.
Right. I mean, I hope there's still time. Like, they're still so young. So, like, in the future, I hope they do something.
Yeah.
But I kind of had a feeling like they weren't doing it now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, one thing, though, so if you guys listen to our One Direction podcast or you know us personally, I hate Zayn. Like, hate him. He is still the only one that has not said a single word about the 10-year anniversary. And it's technically past midnight in the UK, and he has not said a word.
Yeah, so that ship has sailed for him.
Mm-hmm. And all the boys included him in their
all
like
of their
little
posts.
Blurbs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't even put one thing out.
He was just a fucking asshole. Like, I don't know. It would have been nice. Like, you can't just do something nice. You can't post something on Instagram and just like be nice for once.
Yeah, just put up a picture.
Yeah. And like, to be clear, Carson is very angry at Zayn. I'm like, I still like him to an extent, but obviously think he's an asshole too. But yeah, like you can't just do something nice. Like, posting a picture is the least you can fucking do, you know?
Yeah.
It's the anniversary of you becoming who you are.
Yeah. Like, he never would have been Zayn Malik without One Direction.
You wouldn't be having a baby with Gigi who did right now. Exactly. If it weren't for this day,
One
July
Direction.
23rd. Right.
I fucking hate him, though, so it just makes me hate him worse.
Yeah.
I don't even think that was possible, though. All right, want to talk about Mr. Kanye West?
What the fuck is going on with him? I feel like you know more about this topic than me. So
I don't really like Kanye West. I don't think you do really either, right?
I fucking hate Kanye.
Yeah, we both kind of like hate Kanye. Some of his music's very good. Personally, as a person, I don't love him. He does stupid things, and it all started with him taking that microphone out of Taylor Swift's hands that MTV Music Awards and ever since then I knew that guy was crazy. But basically is he announced that he's running for president, but he wasn't really doing anything to run for president because you have to get like signatures, you have to hold rallies and do all these things. So he finally was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. He held a rally, and he literally had like an episode on stage. First of all, he came out with a bulletproof vest on. A bulletproof vest. Started saying how he almost killed his daughter, but he was speaking about abortion.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, I almost killed my daughter, crying hysterical. Then he started talking about how Harriet Tubman didn't do anything to free the slaves, that she just had them work for white people.
Like, I'm sorry, were you there, Kanye? Oh
But
my
this is like things
God.
like that's what Harriet Tubman is known for freeing the slaves.
Right.
But you're gonna come here and say no, otherwise.
He's
But
like,
basically, he
no,
had
that
like
never happened.
that never happens. I talked to her last night.
Yeah.
But basically, he had like a manic episode on stage, and one girl even like stood up and was like, "Bro, what are you doing? You're wrong. Your information's not right." And he like went after her, and he's like, "You're hiding underneath your mask." And then she like pulled off her mask off, and it was just all this drama. So then the next day, he went on an insane Twitter rant, like at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, saying how he called Kris Jenner Chris Jong-un, or however you say Jung.
What does it mean?
His name is Kim Jong-un, and he's a North Korean leader. He's like the crazy one. Remember the movie with he's like a supreme leader, like a dictator. He's a dictator, basically. In North Korea, you know about North Korea, right? Like basically they can't like do anything. Yeah. And then remember the movie The Interview with James Franco, and I can't remember what the other one was, but it was about him and like about North Korea. And then they got threats from North Korea, like saying if you release this, like we're gonna bomb America. Do you remember this?
No, I wish I paid attention to things like that in the past.
He's basically just like an extreme leader. Like think like Hitler.
Yeah.
Extreme, but like that.
I know it. Yeah, right.
So he called Kris Jenner Chris Jong-un. And then he said he kept going like 50-51, which is like code for getting like celebrities locked up and getting them mental health help. And he was saying that they try to lock him up with a doctor. Then he started talking about like Kim and her sex tape and Playboy, and started posting messages to Kris Jenner like, answer me. She's not answering him. He's saying that Kim and Kris hasn't talked to him all day. They're not answering his messages. Then he's posting like screenshots of Jennifer Lawrence and Halle Berry's like what comes up when they search. He was just going on like a crazy tweet spree. Mm-hmm. So the next day, all his tweets are gone. And Kim, the next day, released a statement, too, saying, like, he's bipolar. We tried to deal with this privately, but it's come to, like, the public attention. So, like, we're trying to get him help. And basically, like, we hope you give us privacy during this time. That has been going on for years.
I mean, he's fucking crazy. Like, I don't know how Kim has, like, I don't know how they've stayed together for this long. I guess for, like, the sake of the public eye. Like, I don't know.
I guess, but like, I don't know. Like, so I worked I'm not going to say what it was or where it was, but I worked for something that was working with Kanye at one point, and his team was in our building. And there was rumors going around that they overheard his assistant on the phone, like saying how Kim is going to divorce him. He's going crazy and all this stuff. So that was back.
That was before they even had kids, I think.
No, they only had North at that time. Mm-hmm. She was the only kid at that time. So like this obviously has been going on for a while.
Yeah.
But we all knew he was crazy. And that's like I was talking to my friends about this, and one of them was like, finally he shows his true colors. I'm like, he showed his true colors when he wrote that microphone from Taylor Swift back in 2008.
Yeah.
She was 18 at that point, right?
I think she was even younger. Yeah, maybe 18. But like you're a teenager.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I hate him. And like Kim, I've like warmed up to the Kardashians a little bit, but like for Kim, I won't buy anything just because she's related to she's
Kanye. Like she's her profits benefiting him,
right? So like I won't buy her makeup, I won't buy Skim. Like there's so many things from Skims that I actually like want. But I'm like, my money will not go to Kanye West. Like it will not. Even if it's like $20 for a lipstick, I'm like, nope, not having it.
That does make sense.
I hate him that much.
And then he said something about Anna Wintour too. He's like, Anna Wintour said I was crazy when I got my deal with Gap, and now she's trying to call me, all this stuff. Like literally throwing Anna Wintour.
Like, what did she do?
Under the bus on Instagram. No, he's just like nuts. He's nuts. He's a lunatic. But
I can't stand him.
Obviously, he does have bipolar.
Help, though,
he needs help.
Yeah.
So hopefully this last episode of his will finally get him the help. But you know what's crazy too is people were actually like wanting to vote for him, and people still want to vote for him.
I thought he was kidding the whole time when he was saying he was running for president. I was like, okay, the election's in November. Like, you don't have enough time to like do anything.
To do this.
Like, I thought he was genuinely kidding because I didn't think you could just like be like, okay, running for president, and then it's just like, okay, like
there's like certain things you have to do.
Yeah, but I guess if you're rich, if you're Kanye,
that's the thing. Like, say like you and me had to get 1,000 signatures.
Yeah,
that would take us not years, maybe like months to get 1,000 people to want us to be president. Meanwhile, him, like, all he has to do is tweet a link and he's getting millions of signatures from idiots who like think he's joking or like think it's funny.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, I want Kanye as president.
That would be a really fucking scary world. Yeah. And that's when I would leave the United States.
I was listening to...
Not kidding, Carson. I would not be able to live here. I wouldn't be able to live in the U.S. if he were president. I wouldn't.
I really don't know. I don't know. I think
like maybe it'll happen. Maybe he'll actually run the next time, which is also scary. Yeah, or maybe he'll be dead by then. Who knows? I don't know why I just said that, but like, I don't know. I feel like he's gonna like OD and like die.
Well, speaking of crazy people, we have to talk about Britney because me and you are obsessed with this. Thank you, thank you. You and me are obsessed with Britney Spears.
Oh my God, for months and months, we've been going back and forth, like sending each other Britney's Instagrams, like, what the hell is going on? Like, she's not okay. But then it was like, first it was like funny. And then I was like, okay, wait a second. Like, she's really not okay. Like, there's something not right in her brain. And like, it just kept getting like scarier and scarier and scarier. And I love Britney. I've been Britney for Halloween twice already, and like I plan on being Britney again. And Carson loves Britney, and recently, like, I was gonna go see her. Carson went to see her recently at MSG. How many years ago was that?
It was at Radio City Hall. It was 2 years ago, and it was horrible. Like,
I know,
train wreck and a half.
I remember I was in the city that day, and I asked Brianna, I was like, do you want to get tickets to just like go like after work? Like we can find like cheap seats. And she was like, okay, well, she's not going to be singing and she's also not going to be dancing. So like, what do you want to go see?
I honestly wouldn't have went, but it was for my cousin's birthday.
That's her birthday party,
it was for her birthday. Yeah. So my cousin got us tickets and we went with a group of us. Like I think 4 of my cousins and one of her friends and Riley. So like if that wasn't given to me as an opportunity, I would never have gone to see her. Like, never.
But I mean, I just like, I feel so bad for her. Like, at this point, all she can do, like, I just feel like every post is a huge cry for help. Do you believe the rumors about like this whole thing where her dad controls her life and she?
So no, it's like a known thing. I think there's like public records.
Like, it's not a rumor anymore.
No, it's like there's like a public record. It's called like a censorship or something like that.
Yes.
So basically, he controls everything of her life. So basically, it's like you're a 6-year-old again. Like, Mom, can I have $5 to go get ice cream?
Right.
Can I sleep over at Justin's house? Like, so it's like. It's literally that. Like, she has to ask him to do everything. The way she spends her money, the way she lives her life, the shows she goes on, and whatever else it is.
Yeah. And it breaks my heart. And like, I've been saying for months, like, the way her brain is working, like, she thinks she's in the 90s. Yeah. She's like, she has her 90s brain, but now she's in like 2020 with like technology. Yeah. You know?
Well, that's a conspiracy rumor that's going around, is that something traumatic happened to her.
Yeah.
And she's like stuck in that age.
Yeah, and that's exactly, but like this isn't even like me reading a conspiracy theory. Like, this is my conspiracy theory. Like, that's just what I think. Like, I think she's living in like the early 2000s, like late 90s, and she's like, oh, TikTok is cool. Like, it's like bringing a 90s girl into the future, and she's just like dancing on all these platforms, and I don't know, it's just.
And did you see too, like, the videos of like her boyfriend? He's like, kiss me. Do this, do that, smile.
Yeah. So do you think
it's like he's like her handler?
Yeah.
I don't know, because honestly, like, besides like the money, which she doesn't even control, like, what are you getting out of dating Britney Spears at this point?
I mean, I think he's getting a lot out of dating her. I like this was months ago.
I don't even know his name.
Into him. His name is Sam, but I looked him up and he lost a lot of weight. Like, he used to be huge.
Really?
And he lost like over 100 pounds. So now he's like this skinny guy and he's dating Britney.
Does he
and
train her too? Is that the thing, right?
I think so. I don't know if like maybe that's how they met. I'm not sure. But he's like very big into fitness. Like his Instagram is like all him like working out and like maybe modeling and stuff. So like I low-key think he's like a gay guy. And like this is like a
covering
cover for him because he's so
I wonder if he's getting
like,
paid too.
He almost looks
like, you know how
gay.
they do,
I mean,
yeah, but you know how they do like those like relationships in Hollywood, like we'll
a
pay
stunt.
you,
like a PR stunt, I guess, because it looks amazing to him. Like even though Britney's crazy, it's like good for him because now he's like, you know, well known. So I don't know if he was like, you know, if he's like using this leverage to like become a model or like whatever, like a fitness guy. So he's like getting more famous, and at the end of the day he like lives with her, and I'm sure like, you know, he doesn't spend a dime on like living. So I don't know, I feel like it's a huge cover.
Did you see too, I'm gonna pull it off so I can read it verbatim, but what's her name? I'm gonna get it so I don't mess it up because I don't want to speak the wrong words. Yeah, did you see that?
I saw like a meme and she was like talking about how she didn't want to speak about her sister. She was like, it's private.
So I have it here. Yeah. So Halsey is a big advocate for mental health and has been.
Yeah.
So after Kanye's rant, she tweeted, "No jokes right now. I had dedicated my career to offering education and insight about bipolar disorder, and I'm so disturbed by what I'm seeing. Personal opinions about someone aside, a manic episode isn't a joke. If you can't offer understanding or sympathy, offer your silence." So Jamie Lynn retweeted it. And somebody went and commented to Jamie Lynn and said, "How about your sister's obvious mental illness? Why don't you speak on that?" And she said,
"That's really rude."
Right? I mean, but like, so Jamie,
but
I would never say that. That's the thing. Like,
don't fuck with Britney.
I would never say anything mean like that. The people who do is just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But she
anyone
said,
that any like weirdos that like comment on internet things, like you're like so weird for like fighting with celebrities online. Yeah, like
something has to be like deeply wrong with you. But then like I'm also thinking, like, as I'm saying this, like I'm holding back a little because like I would fucking get in a fight with Zayn Malik 100% on Instagram.
That's different. I think that's different.
I'm emotionally attached to it. But anyway, so Jamie Lynn said back, "You have no right to assume anything about my sister, and I have no right to speak about her health and personal matters. She's a strong, badass, unstoppable woman, and that's the only thing that is obvious." But the thing is, too, like, yeah, she's right. She there's no reason that she needs to speak out on Britney's. Like, if your brother or my sister, like, I wouldn't be tweeting, like, "Riley's a psycho." Like, no, that's your that's your family business.
Right. And like also to bring it back to like Kim and Kanye, like as much as I don't like them, there are times when I do feel bad that like Kim has no privacy, you know? Like everyone knows literally every single thing about your dad like changing into a woman, like all of your like problems, and now your husband, and like there are times where I do feel bad that like you have no privacy, but also
but that's the life that
they deserve privacy.
Yeah, I think there's a fine line between it, but at the end they are the Kardashians. They sign up for a TV show, and that's what you get when you sign up for a reality show.
This is true.
But I think there's like different aspects to it. But yeah, I hope they both get the help that they need.
Yeah, me too.
And
especially
can figure their shit out. Yeah, especially Britney.
Britney, like she could have such a like long career like ahead of her. You know, she's not old. And, like, she could still do so much more. Yeah. Like, look at J-Lo's still killing it. She's 51, 50, I think. Yeah. She's going to be 51, I think, soon. And, like, Britney could have the same exact, you know, career going for her. She can continue to make music. She can continue to go on tour. Like, maybe if she gets help, maybe she can go on tour and, like, actually dance and, like, actually
do it. Yeah, she literally looks like she's drugged and propped up, like in My Cousin Vinny, like, doing her show. And that's actually, I love Selena Gomez, but Selena Gomez at the VMAs, I think it was, when she performed.
Don't even get me
started. That reminded me of Britney Spears.
Okay, I don't like Selena Gomez. I know you like her. Mm-hmm. Selena was so embarrassing at the VMAs, and, like, I know you have a ton of mental health problems, like, I know, and she was just, like, she was like a robot at the VMA.
She was
Not
Britney
even a robot.
Spears.
She
looked
was
drugged and pushed on stage and like, okay, just go.
Yeah. And she was like, oh my God, I was having so much anxiety. Like, dude, all you
That's
had
called
to do is
having
sing.
a good publicity.
Oh my
God, I almost have a stroke. Have a good publicist.
All you had is, like, your job is to sing and dance. Like, imagine being someone that has mental health issues that has to, like, go to work and, like, function as a human every single day. Like, all you had to do was dance and sing.
I think it's valid if she has anxiety about it, but I don't think that was the case. I think something she has rumors of having a drug pass. I think something was off, and they covered it by saying she had an anxiety attack. Probably. I mean, she could have very well had an anxiety attack, but I don't think it was
I'm sure. But, like, she was like, oh, I haven't been on the stage in so long, and, like, I had anxiety, and, like, I get it, but, like, I have anxiety. Like, something I have anxiety, and, like, I go to work and I function as a normal human, and, like, you just have to, I don't know, sing. But okay.
I know what, I don't think she did, but I know anxiety attacks too. You have to just kind of get through it and continue.
Yeah.
Okay, so our next topic is a Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. This is one thing every year that I look forward to so much. Like, I'm obsessed with this. Allie, you were saying you're not so much into it. So, like, I'll kind of fill you in.
You can tell me about it,
and we can discuss it. So, basically, if y'all don't know, Sports Illustrated is a sports magazine, but every year they come out with a swimsuit edition. And it really used to be geared towards men. But now I think it's 100% like geared towards women. It's kind of like empowering, loving your body, diversity, and like it's really good. And I think that the past, I feel like ever since they got Kate Upton, it's kind of been like a little bit more for the women and for every kind of like body type.
Like very like body positive.
Yeah, very body positive, very inclusive and diverse. So this magazine for this year got pushed. I think it got pushed back because of COVID, because it usually comes out around February. And I feel like every year it keeps getting pushed back. So it just came out on the 21st. And edition of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit, I think, was very, very diverse in the people that they had. So they had the first transgender Sports Illustrated model, who's beautiful. They had a 57-year-old.
I saw her, and she was very pretty.
Beautiful. Her body incredible. Yeah. Also had plus size. They had, I don't want to misspeak, I think she's Muslim. She wears like the coverings and she can't wear bathing suits. They had her in it. She was beautiful, and they had these beautiful designer swimwear for her to wear. But then they also had like the typical Olivia Culpo model looking body silhouette. It's like a very diverse issue, especially this year. And they also do what's called a swim search every year. So they look for normal people. I put like quotations on normal though, because it's like a lot of influencers and like social media models that go to these swim searches and end up getting picked. But they do swim searches too, so a normal person can be in this cover as well. Not cover, in the issue as well. But the cover, they picked 3 cover girls this year. So there's one cover, the 3 of them, and then they each have their own cover. There's Olivia Culpo, Jasmine Sanders, who's Golden Barbie, and then Kate Bach. And the covers are beautiful. They're all beautiful girls. But for such a diverse edition of Sports Illustrated, they picked the 3 skinniest bitches to be on the front cover.
Yeah, I mean, Olivia Culpo is like one of the most perfect human beings.
She's Miss Universe.
Yeah.
Like, she's literally the most beautiful woman in the world.
Yeah. Imagine having that title. Crazy.
And Christian McCaffrey's girlfriend, Nick Jonas's ex-girlfriend, and now Sports Illustrated cover girl. But you know what? Yeah. So they usually do too, though. The cover's usually like a surprise for the most part. Like, people don't know they're going to be on the cover. But this one, it was known that the 3 of them were going to be on it.
How did you know?
How did I know that they knew?
Like, how did people know?
What do you mean?
Like, was it, like, posted on Instagram ahead of time? Like, how did you know that the 3 of them were going to be on the cover?
Because they shot the 3 of them together. They don't shoot together. So, like, if you and me were in Sports Illustrated, we would have our own photo shoots. Like, we would never be in a picture together.
Right.
But they shot them together knowing that the 3 of them were going to be on the cover.
Okay. I know what you're saying. Yeah. Like, Sports Illustrated knew ahead of time. Like,
yeah, that the 3 of them were going to be the 3 cover girls.
Right. Okay. Got it.
Where like Camille Kostek, who is my absolute favorite, last year was a surprise to her, and she was like in an interview like literally a week before the magazine dropped, and then they showed her the cover of the magazine. It was her.
Yeah, I feel like we were walking through an airport, you and me, and like we got the magazine or something. Could that be true?
No, because I know last year I got it at Rite Aid and by my Target because I looked everywhere for it. But it could be a possibility that we were in an airport and we saw it.
Yeah, maybe.
Where did we go last year?
Disney. And we went to like regular Florida, like Miami.
Yeah, we went to Miami and Disney.
Disney. So
all in like 2 months of each other.
Yeah, and I remember you being like, "This is Camilla," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, Camille. I'm obsessed with her.
Camille.
And we like chatted a little bit yesterday.
Why don't you tell everyone about your little convo?
Yeah, so we had a little chat yesterday. So she's very good. I'm not saying like I'm the only one that she responds to, but she's very good about responding to her fans. And I posted a picture of the magazine yesterday, tagged her in it. She reposted it. And then she also posted something about like a hate comment she got.
Mm-hmm.
So like I responded back to her. I'm like, oh my God, like people need hobbies.
Oh
but I was just kind of like, don't let them get you down. I was saying to her, like, you know, you and I have similar personalities. I was like, you taught me that, like, it's okay to like be fun, crazy, dance around and not worry about being judged for it. Yeah. And I also said you also like have such a positivity. Not that Camille Kostek is a big girl at all, but compared to these skinny little bitches who
she's not like disgusting skinny. She's like
she's healthy. She's like a normal healthy girl.
Yeah.
And which is crazy too, because when she gets like fat comments, I'm like, are these people looking at the same thing that I'm looking at?
I know, it's really sad.
Yeah. But anyway, so we had a little conversation. She responded to me. She's like, oh my God, like I love messages like this. I'm so happy to hear this. Keep killing it. And like, yeah, so we're basically best friends.
Yeah. I would say
that's it about Sports Illustrated. You should go and get the issue. This issue too, like usually it's like high designer, like pricey pieces, but Old Polly had a shit ton of bathing suits in it. Meshki had a lot of bathing suits, and you know the white Kraus one that I have? It's the one I wore in, you know,
the high-waisted one?
Yeah.
The high-waisted, yeah.
That in black is in it too.
Oh,
I got that
funny.
bikini for $20.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's in there as well. So it's like it's good now too, and it's really just pictures, and it shows you what they're wearing, who did their hair and their makeup, and then the rookies just have like a little blurb about them because then you can vote for your favorite rookie.
That's cool. I want to be a Sports Illustrated model.
So do I. I told my mom I have to get my portfolio up. I literally took a picture that day so I can get my portfolio up. Oh, but you know something too? Sports Illustrated reposted my story, so they looked at my DMs. And I've literally been sending them pictures of me.
As you should be.
You have some of the best bikinis.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with bikinis. Obsessed.
I know.
So I just
you have some of the best bikini pics. Yes.
Thanks,
and keep doing it.
Thanks.
One day, my friend.
Yeah, one day they'll see it and they'll be like, you know what? Come on down.
Let's give her a shot. Yeah.
So anyways, what's the next topic? Yeah, 2 more topics I have to discuss about. And I know we probably will have a lot to say about the last one. So we'll talk about Demi Lovato is engaged.
I know. I'm really happy for her.
So am I.
Her new boo. Yeah. Her new boo is so cute.
He is. He's a little man though. He's
a little guy, but he's really cute. But I mean, I'm so happy for her. And and I think she OD'd like 2 years ago, like around this time is like when she was in the hospital, and now she's engaged, and I'm so happy for her.
I feel like she's on a good path. I feel like this guy's good for her.
Yeah.
It was very quick. Like they only really fully announced that they were together in Justin and Ariana's music video during quarantine, and I think that was in May.
Right, it's
they haven't really been dating long. He's not really well known.
Yeah, which like could be good for her, because I don't think she's really into like her fame. Like she's like in her documentary, she was like, I don't like to really hang out with like celebrities. Like I think she's like really good with like a low key person.
I think she needs it too, because a lot of celebrities too are still on that like party kick where she's not anymore.
Right.
So I think like she needs somebody who can even out with her.
Yeah. I'll always be bitter about huge. Like, I know.
Huge.
But like I loved her and Wilmer together. And it's
I
just
never
like,
liked them together.
Did you watch you watched her documentary?
Yeah.
I just liked they were just like so in love, and I know that like when she was like having her problems and stuff, he was like so helpful. And then the way that she was talking about him in her documentary, like I was just like, oh my God, she loves him and he loves her and they need to just like be together again one day. And I was just like, oh my God, I love them. And
I don't know, I thought the age thing was a weird thing for me. I don't think he's that cute. I don't know. I just thought Demi could have done way better.
Yeah, definitely. Like, she's way better looking than him and, like, you know, more successful and whatever. But I liked them together as a couple. Like, they don't necessarily, like, look that good together, but I liked, like, just
them together.
Yeah, I liked them.
I get it.
But her new man is really cute. I want to know, like,
the pictures are really pretty.
Proposed. Yeah, I want to know how he proposed, like, what went down.
Well, it looked like from her caption, too, they were at the beach and the photographer was hiding. So I think it was just them on the beach. Maybe they're, like, really dressed up, too. So, like, what kind of walk on the beach is it when she has full makeup on?
That's true. Because normally she probably wouldn't.
No, especially in quarantine.
Right, so maybe they were, like, yeah, like, I just need to know the backstory. I know there's a backstory.
But I also have a guess on something, which I don't think people will be happy about, but I think she paid for that ring.
You think she's pregnant? I thought you were going to say you think she's pregnant.
No, I think she paid for that ring.
Okay.
I don't think he paid for that. That's a big fucking ring. That's probably like a $3 million ring.
Yeah, maybe it's right. It's possible that she paid for it. I don't know how that works, though. You know?
No, I guess, like, you know, they're getting engaged, and she's like, okay, here's $3 million. I love this ring. Go buy it for me.
It could be. Know. Yeah, like, I need to know.
Because, like, think about it. Like, if you're so super successful, like, you are Demi Lovato, and you date, like, somebody from back home in Staten Island, say.
Yeah.
And you guys are getting married, and you know you love him no matter what he's bringing to the table, money-wise.
Yeah.
But you're getting married, and you're going to wear this ring on your finger for the rest of your life. Are you going to let him who's working at, like, the gas station, I'm not saying he works at the gas station, but, like, who's making $80,000 a year buy the ring, or you who's making $20 million a year? Not that she's making that much either.
Well, this reminds me of Pete and Ariana.
Yeah.
Like,
well, he has money too himself, but she has way more money than him. There was also rumor that she bought that ring too. That's what
I'm saying. Like, Pete's not, like, his net worth is, like, not that
compared
high.
To hers.
Yeah, so, like, maybe, like, I don't know how these things work.
Like, I would be like, listen, I love you so much, but I really want this ring, so here's, like, another $1 million. Like, if you can't, you put in the $14,000, here's $1 million, and get me the ring I want.
Yeah, and we'll just say you bought it. That's fine.
Yeah. I don't know. That's my my thought on that.
I can't even imagine getting, like, proposed to in the first place. So I can't even, like, put myself, like, bring myself to think about what I would do if I was like, okay, I'm the rich one, but this is the ring I want. So, like, I'm going to give him the money. Like, I can't even think about that scenario because it's just not even, I can't put my mind there. Yeah.
But we're also not millionaires. We may be single, but we're also broke.
Yeah, that too.
Well, I'm broke, but we're not Demi Lovato.
We're broke. Yeah.
So speaking of broke, we're about to be more broke because fucking Taylor Swift announced today that she's releasing her 8th studio album tomorrow. And there's 8 albums to buy plus merch. 8 albums. 8 albums. Nuts. So she announces at 8 a.m. this morning. I woke up for work, and it was the first thing I saw, and I had a mini heart attack. I messaged Allie right away, but I knew she was still sleeping. I was like, I cannot wait for you to get up.
I know.
This news.
You were the first text.
When you first saw it?
I woke up. I woke up at 10:30, and your text was the first one. You were like, I can't even wait for you to wake up right now because you need to see what's going on. I was like, oh my God. And then when I saw that, like, I feel like I still haven't processed it from 10:30 this morning.
You literally texted me, like, am I reading this right?
Yeah. I was like, am I still sleeping? Am I dreaming of this? I don't, like, it just, like, I don't know. It hasn't hit me yet. But
I know.
In her post, she did say, like, tomorrow's not guaranteed. So that's why, like, I'm dropping it. Yeah. And she did say that in the Miss Americana documentary. She was just, like, talking about how, I think it was in an interview, and someone was like, do you have a 5-year plan or whatever? She was like, no, like tomorrow
she's
is
like,
not guaranteed.
that.
Yeah, she was like, it's like our life is not guaranteed, so like I can't think that far ahead.
Yeah.
And I think she realized
I think
that
she was
with like her
talking
mom.
to the producer about it because she's like, usually I know in like 3 years from now, like I have a show at Foxborough.
Yeah.
But this is also the second artwork that she's released right away because the Christmas song. She's like, I wrote this. I'm not gonna wait till next Christmas. Like, here it is.
That's true. And I think it has a lot to do with like her mom being sick. She's just like, well, I don't know, like, you know,
and what's going on in the world right now.
Right. Yeah.
Between Black Lives Matter and between Corona times, like, really things aren't guaranteed for anybody right now.
It's so true. The world might just end.
Yeah.
You know?
Literally,
so we need this. Like, we fucking needed this so much.
Yeah. So we've been talking about this all day, and we kind of discuss it with ourselves and our friends we invited on our podcast next week to discuss the album further. But we've been talking about how this is such a fast release from her last album that we really didn't have time to like process Lover fully. Like, you're wearing the merch now too.
Lover.
Like, yeah. Like, even I was listening to it on the way to work the other day too, and like I flubbered over a lyric, and I'm like, yeah, it hasn't even been out a year yet. That's probably like why I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't have it down.
Like, I don't feel right like celebrating a new album without seeing Loverfest, without like going to the concert.
It's like you're
like I don't feel like that's how I feel. So I'm like, okay, well, Loverfest is now supposed to be next summer, so now is it going to be like
Loverfest meets this new album?
Right, because I want one for each. I don't want to get cheated out of 2 shows. I want
but
one
then
for
too,
each.
the theme of this one looks like polar opposite of Lover.
I know. Lover was rainbow, like tie-dye, pink and blue, and now this album is like gray.
Yeah. So it's called Folklore. It's literally gray. It's like neutrals, black and white photos. Looks very like woodsy. I think it looks sad. I'm looking at her Instagram now. And like
I'm pumped because I love her sad songs.
So do I. And I feel like I need a sad song in my life right now. Like I was saying to Chris, dude, I was like, this album like couldn't come at a better time in my life. He's like, oh my god, they're like, okay. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. But like it just like, you know what I mean? You know when you just need like a new song to be like, I'm screaming and crying and cursing in the rain. Like you need like one of those songs. And I know she's not going through any like hardships in her love life right now because she's very happy with Joe.
Right.
But, like let's look at the title track. It's called The One. So like that sounds like a love song. The One, like you're the one.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is Cardigan. Like in my head, like I'm thinking of like, you know, like when you go over like a guy's house and they give you like a sweatshirt and like break up and like you have a sweatshirt still. So like,
and it kind of reminds me of like All Too Well, like with the scarf type of situation. Yeah.
And that's the first single that's coming out of this album too, which we're getting the music video for tonight. Then it's The Last Great American Dynasty. That's like giving me Miss Americana vibes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah. But that could be like the last great. So is it the last because it's over, or is it the last because it's like you're set, you know?
I can tell you.
Exile. That means like you're done with them. Like your friendship, like you exiled that person, like you're done. So like that could be like a sad or like a mad song. My Tears Ricochet. Tears. Sad. Mirror Ball. That kind of maybe like a
mirror ball. Like reflection type of thing? Like
maybe.
Yeah.
That's a good way to look at it. Okay, I like the way you're thinking. 7.
What does that
That could be anything. I don't know.
I feel like 7 has something to do with Joe for some reason.
I know, I was just trying to think, but it hasn't been 7 years. 7. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. August. This Is Me Trying. I don't know how to say this fucking word. Illicit affairs. What does illicit mean again?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
We also have a few minutes until we need to be on their podcast.
Well, they can wait. It means evoke or draw out a response, answer, or fact from someone in reaction to one's own actions or questions. So
is it like an affair because of somebody's actions?
Illicit affair. Yeah, I think so. Like, you cheated on me, so I cheat on
So
you
I'll
type
cheat
of
on
thing.
you. Yeah, that's what it sounds
That's like
like.
what I'm getting from it.
Right? Invisible string. Like, you know how like heartstrings?
Yeah.
Maybe. Mad woman.
She's a mad woman.
Empathy. I can't say that word.
Empathy?
Empathy, yeah. Or is
Okay.
that epiphany? I think it's
I
gonna be
don't,
epiphany. I
how do
think
you
it's
spell it?
epiphany. EPIPHANY. I think it's epiphany.
Epiphany.
But what does that mean again? Like people are like, oh,
It
I had
means
an
like
epiphany.
I had an idea. Like, I'll look it
Like
up.
a turning point, right?
Yeah.
Like I was so sad and then I found God and had an epiphany.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
It's the
Okay.
manifestation of Christ to the Gentiles as represented by the Magi. Oh my
What the
God.
fuck are these definitions?
Why am I in religion class right now?
We need to
Okay.
go on that other dictionary. What's it called? Like Hood Dictionary, whatever it's called.
Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary.
No, but I know it means like a revelation, like,
Yeah.
you know.
Like you had an epiphany.
Yeah.
Like you were in a bad relationship and you had an epiphany, or like you
Like one day
didn't
you
really
wake
like
up.
cookies and you had an epiphany.
Yeah.
Now you like cookies.
Right.
Okay, so that could be good or bad.
Yeah.
Betty.
Betty.
Peace is the next one. What are you gonna say? Betty what?
Betty White.
Betty White. Just Betty. I don't know. Peace. So that maybe it could be like I found peace and love, or it's like
I'm at peace.
peace out.
I think it's gonna be like she's at peace.
At peace.
Yeah.
The next one's hoax.
Like, oh, you were fake, like phony, like type of thing.
Maybe that's about Kanye. More Kanye drama, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe.
And then bonus track, the lakes. But she also no clue. But maybe it's like where she's been writing, because she said she's doing this over quarantine.
Yeah, and I love how she like wrote. She's like, this was like the video was like produced, directed by me. Yeah. She's like, I even did my own hair and makeup.
Makeup.
We can
She's
tell
covering
you did,
all bases though.
we can tell you did those buns yourself.
The part's not even in the middle.
I know, like that girl. We know.
But this is funny. But I don't know. I'm excited. I was saying to you guys in the group chat too. I'm thinking like, I'm hoping it's kind of like Better Man vibes, because that has a little bit of folk to it, and that's an amazing song.
Better Man is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
So
like maybe she's gonna do more
if I
of
had
that.
like a wish, or like one wish in life, it would just be that Taylor recorded Better Man.
Better Man.
Yeah.
I know. That's a fucking great song.
Oh, we didn't talk about how Taylor, how she's releasing 8 different albums. Though.
Oh yeah.
I guess like we can talk about that.
Mentioned it.
Yeah. But
so,
I mean,
go ahead.
I love her. I think that's a little ridiculous.
That she's releasing 8 albums.
Yeah. And then she'll be like, oh, I sold like this amount of millions of copies my first week, but it's like, girl, because you put out 8 copies, eight like different versions of your album, so your fans are gonna buy them. Like,
so she did that with Reputation, but it was during
started doing it with Reputation.
For Reputation though, the more you bought, the more points you got to get tickets for Reputation tour. So I bought all of them. I bought all the magazines and I bought all the CDs.
Oh my god, the amount of money I spent during the Reputation era.
Oh my god,
was insane.
Insane. But then you and me were both angry. Riley actually has a video of me screaming, cursing Taylor's name because
about how expensive the tickets were.
The tickets were, because we spent hundreds of dollars to get the spot in line, and then the tickets for the Snake Pit were like $800 because we didn't spend enough to get here already. But then Lover.
But guess you spent $800 on the Snake
You did.
Pit. Me.
You did. Me and Riley did.
$900 to be exact. It was
fucking
$900.
Crazy.
I know.
Crazy. And then Lover, she had 4 versions. Yeah, because it was elevated because it was a stadium tour.
And I'm like 5'2". I'm like, I can't see anything.
So bad. And then Lover had 4 albums. I only got 1 of the 4. How many did you get?
Me too. I only got 1.
And now there's 8.
Like,
8.
And 8 vinyls.
Yeah.
Right?
So 16 altogether.
She's making bank.
Plus merch,
good for her
too.
I respect it. I do.
Yeah. Her merch store needs to get better at getting the product out faster, though.
I agree. Like, if we're spending all that money on a sweatshirt, you better be sending it to me within 5 days.
Yeah. 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited. You're saying up to 12, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I said to 3 a.m. yesterday, so I'm really hoping I can make it through, but I will pin my
You will.
eyes to make
I know.
sure
I'm
that
gonna
I'm up
call
for
you
this.
like every 15 minutes to make sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I saw Chris and Ryan are doing this. They got like books to take like first notes. I want to do that. It's kind of like what
Oh,
we're
that's a
doing
good
with the book we're reading.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's do that because they're doing that too. We'll confirm that they're doing that. So when they
Okay.
come on the podcast, we can like do our
We
notes,
can
and then we can also make
share our
notes
notes.
about how we're feeling about the song in a few days
Yeah.
too.
Yes, I love that because you know me, I'm her harshest critic, and
Yeah,
like
you
every
are
time
though.
I first listen to an album, I'm like,
This is horrible. This is the worst one yet. And then in a month, you're like, this is my favorite.
Yeah,
It's true.
it's so true. So that's
But,
good
so
for
let's
me.
do that. Let's do that.
Okay.
And we'll have like a whole plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited about for tonight. Like all day was all I was talking about. Between her and One Direction today, like I did not shut up about
Oh my God, it was an overwhelming day.
It was very overwhelming. I don't know
Like
how I got through
my
it.
2 favorite things in life, having such a big
a big day.
I don't know. It was a big day.
So good, so good. All right, but it is 8 o'clock, and we do have some other things that we need to do. We're going to be on Allie's Friends podcast. What's the name of their podcast, actually? Do you know it?
I do know it, but I can't think of it right now.
So we're going to be on their podcast. We'll leave the link of that on our Instagram when it is posted. We also did a podcast with our friend Joanna. We do have that posted on our Instagram, but we will post it again and in the description down below on YouTube if you want to check that out. We also have some fun and interesting topics coming up next. Things that you guys may be interested in. We're going to be talking about like dating. We're both reading a book right now that we're going to be going over in a podcast. And now that life is back to, I don't even want to say semi-normal because it's not back to semi-normal anymore. Now that it's like 1% less bad, things are happening. People are filming again.
We have
OBX
things to talk
is starting
about.
filming. There's things to talk about. So we'll definitely be on our podcast game. So don't worry about us. We will not be taking a long hiatus. Okay, but that's it. But let's cut it off though because I feel bad because we're late and I still have to change really fast.
All right.
But thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube. Subscribe to our podcast, whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever it may be. Follow us on Instagram at Talk of the Islands. And we will see you guys next time very shortly for a new episode. Bye.